Hi family, hi friends, hi food lovers. Hey neighbors, hey community, hey comics, people who like to cook, connect, and kvetch. Thanks so much for joining me for Hot Dish. Welcome to Hot Dish. I'm your host, Lauren Huberman. Each week I cook up something tasty and special for my special guest who dishes about their life. I'm super excited to be here. I'm glad you're here. Today I have on the wonderful Adrienne Brandyburg. She is a stand-up comic, she's a storyteller, she is an actor, and she is fabulous. And I'm so happy she's here. And then today also, I will be cooking up yuca, which, like a stalker, Adrienne, I looked at you on Instagram and I was like, well, Adrienne went to Costa Rica recently. So yuca is something that's very traditional to that part of the world, actually more to like South America. And so I'm gonna make fried yuca in honor of you and your recent travels.
Get out of here! This is so cool you're making. Oh, I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm out here staying safe and sane. That's what I've been saying. Safe and sane. Getting my sanity together, feeling well, checking up on people, and that's it pretty much.
Okay, so where is out here?
So no, yeah, I could say I'm in I'm in Chicago, but I have dibbled and dabbled with traveling, just like what you said. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, I thought you were at an undisclosed location.
No. Everything's always secretive, right? Oh, I'm in here. I'm at places. You ain't nowhere. You across the street. Okay, that's where you at the corner store. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad to know that you're safe and sound. You're here. You did a little bit of traveling. You went to Costa Rica. How was that?
So I've been to Costa Rica twice this year, and
Wow.
I'm actually going back to Costa Rica for Thanksgiving. So for me, in my the few times that I've traveled, Costa Rica, they know and they're doing it right as far as staying compliant and being safe and just having all the restrictions, and I feel comfortable. So I'm going to continue to go to a place where everything's good and sanitized and clean and the people are friendly and there's beaches everywhere. Like, it's so beautiful.
Oh, that's such a good move. That sounds amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your family's okay that you're like, I'm not going to be here for Thanksgiving.
Yes and no. And my family always wants me around, which of course, like, why wouldn't you want me around? No, but I'm just saying, no. We, last year because of COVID, we did a lot of virtual, and we're still doing that. My mom just recently got vaccinated, so I was able to actually see her after quarantining and making sure I was good. But yeah, we're not doing huge parties or huge events, I should say. My mother's the youngest of 17. So yeah, this is a little odd that I don't get to see my family all the time, especially on my mother's side, because there's so many people and we love family functions. So that's a real thing. So yeah.
Oh my God, Adrienne, one of 17.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Like, it gets a little crazy, and there's twins running my family. My mother has I believe siblings, two sets of twins that are siblings. So it skips a generation. My mother didn't have any twins, so I am prime picking for twins, and I'm trying to stay away. I don't want no twins. I'm good.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah. Holy moly. That's a huge family. Huge.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But it also, I mean, I love it. Like that's all I know. Like to this day, it's crazy. Yeah, to this day, I'm just like, I'm sorry, who are you? You're related how? I'm still meeting new people, it's new family members.
You have to have name tags and like
seriously. Yeah, all the time. Where my mom's like, you remember this is your cousin from? I'm like, nope. Hey fam. Hey cuz. Everybody's cousin. Hey cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's cousin.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so I have to tell you, I have the pot of water here, and I put in some chicken broth, and I put in some apple cider vinegar. I made yuca once, but not this way. And so I'm going to put this into the boiling water here, and then just, I set my timer for 10 minutes. And so we'll see how, we'll see how it goes. I'm not a very good cook.
Oh, I'm like, what are you doing? Don't burn yourself.
It's okay. I'm just trying to like be really cool right now, but that hurt a little bit, but that's okay. And now, okay, so we've got 10 minutes on the timer. Now I don't have to think about this except for my burned fingers. So yeah, yucca, it's like this giant root. And so and you might know, I just had to like peel it off and then really, really put some muscle into it to cut it. Like seriously, my hands I needed a break. And then I made like little kind of like half-inch cuts and then just dumped it in, and it'll boil for 10 minutes and then we'll go from there. So yeah, Adrienne, obviously, we got to know each other through stand-up. I have loved seeing you perform, and you have amazing presence, I will say.
Yeah,
real. I'm not the only one who thinks so. I've had conversations with like some other, like Colleen and Jessica, from Backroom Comedy, and them. And we're all like, you just have such a great stage presence. Like, you have a great voice, and you're tall, and you just have like a really like open posture on stage. And anyway.
Oh, stop it. My posture is good. Oh. My posture, my posture literally, I'm such a lengthy, like, I'm so slender up top, and I'm just overly aware of like when I'm slouching, because I just remember growing up, like, and my mother telling me like, sit up, reminding me, you're gonna get a hunch. And now every time I'm on stage, I'm just like, make sure I am erect and I am speaking with intensity and emphasize on anything and everything that I want to speak about, or whatever have you. So that's hilarious that you said that.
No, you have a great presence. And I will say the last show that we did together was in Rogers Park, and there was a blizzard, a impending blizzard, remember? And there was no host. And we did that storytelling show.
Oh my God. That was, first of all, we were both like a mess after we heard there was no host whatsoever. And we're like, what are we going to do?
Oh my God, there was no host, and one of the storytellers was missing.
Was late. Yeah, was missing. And we're like, so it's just going to be three of us telling 3 or 4 stories each. And, all of the audience members, they were very local. So they just walked here. And, same here. That's why I was able to make it, because I lived just literally like 10 minutes away. And I just walked there, and I was just like, yeah, it's a blizzard, but we're okay. Walked in like, hey, here, doing it on time. I'm here. I see Lauren. I'm like, hey, Lauren, what's going on? Nothing. we finally get noticed. Like, oh, host is clearly stuck, not coming, and just for safety reasons, I probably wouldn't have her come either. Like, it was crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah. Like the freeways were getting shut down. Like, we just kind of slipped in before the real madness started.
Yeah, it was pretty intense for sure. But I mean, I was very happy with what we did, and we had such a good time. So I was excited. Yeah.
Me too. And also your story, you're just like so relaxed about it. You're like, well, let me just kind of think about what I want to do. And I have like a whole script, which of course for storytelling, I felt completely unnatural, and you were so natural, and you just came in and you're like, I'm going to tell this story about my hair. And when I tried to do, you'll have to remind me what you tried to do.
You're on the ball right then and there. I tried to do something really stupid, and a girlfriend of mine, being a stubborn person that I am, a girlfriend of mine was like, would you wait until I actually get to you before you do anything? And I said, no, I can do this myself. And I ended up matting my hair. I got a chemical burn on my scalp, and I eventually had to have it was like 12 inches of hair just cut off. It was a whole process. My scalp was just in scabs, and it was so intense, but also probably the best thing that happened to me, because it also made me realize, like, I look cute with short hair. So
yeah, you seemed like completely fine with it, like emotionally, like after you kind of were like, well, okay.
You said emotionally, like after I cut my hair, then I took a moment after all the hoopla, and I sat in the mirror and just started bawling.
Okay, so you're a Chicagoan. You played basketball.
Yes, I played basketball.
You went to Lane Tech.
Yes,
and
I did.
You did play beyond that, but you always have a caveat.
Yes. The caveat is I played intramurals. I did not play it like actual collegiate basketball. And that's mostly because I spent more than half my life at that time playing basketball, AAU, traveling, and just like literally, so basketball season is all year round. Even though basketball season's over for the school year, guess what? We have summer league. We have traveling teams, and there's just constant like talking to people, being recruited, blah blah blah. I did get recruited for a D2 school, but again, I have friends that played basketball in college, and they were just like, they came back to Chicago or came back home and was like, oh, I don't know what to do now. So I was just like, I'm gonna go with a school that's paying me just to go to school. Like, I'm gonna do that, and I'm okay with that. So that's how I actually was a regular, normal college student. Normal. Normal with a asterisk. So.
Yeah, like right, because you're not normal and I'm not normal, and so.
Which is fine. Normal is the normal. Not normal is the normal. So yeah. Because I also didn't drink in college whatsoever. I actually started drinking, if anybody cares, after like years after college, and it was just out of a whim. Because I was I still am. I'm a cautious person. And listening to my mother scare the crap out of me over the years as a child, and just like, because that's what happened with comedy as well. Like, I started comedy really late in life, unlike a lot of people that we might know who like, I wanted to do this when I was 12, 11. I'm just like, no. Not me.
No. Yeah. When did you start? I'm going to check these
Yeah.
things boiling here.
Yeah. So I started, because you never forget like those pivotal moments in your life. I started right after like my 27th birthday.
Okay.
And it was like I interned. I was bored with life. I was working at this corporate job for like 3 years at the time, and I was just like, I got to do something. So I Googled up, used the Googles, you looked up like comedy clubs or just like things to do. I did a assortment of things. I volunteered and did a whole bunch of stuff, but then I also saw this ad about like intern at a comedy club. So I interned at a comedy club, and then I did that for 3 months. And then after that, I just loved being around funny people. They asked me to work with them, and I joined their staff for about 1.5 years. And then just speaking to the headliners and the comics around, they're just like, oh, you're funny. Those tags, that's things, you should do this. And I'm just like, stop it, guys. Don't say that. And then I ended up doing an open mic, and I was like, oh, this is fun. Like, this is what I want to do. Okay, so I'm in control, and I get to speak whenever I want to speak and voice my opinion and add little fun little anecdotes in between. Oh, let's go. Let's do this. Right.
I'm glad you weren't dissuaded by the open mic, because I feel like that gets people,
Yeah, I feel like open mics have, which there are purposes, there are reasons why we have open mics. Open mics is literally to really wean out the weak. Mm-hmm. And if you don't want to do it, open mics will break you.
Yeah.
And it will, and that's what it's meant for. Because for the first year, I remember going to open mics literally every day, thinking that that's what I was supposed to do, when really I was completely off. That wasn't what I was supposed to do. Like, screw going to open mics if you don't have anything new to talk about. Screw open mics if you don't have a technique that you want to work on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you're just going to open mics so you can please other people. No.
Right. Yeah. You've got to have like an intention for each one. Like, I want to try this little snippet, or I want to try this style, or this whatever. Yeah. Okay. Hang on, Adrienne.
No, go ahead. I feel like I'm talking a lot.
You're supposed to talk. That's why you're here. I'm not supposed to talk. Okay.
I literally random, but I forgot that my boyfriend, that's Victor Thomas, my boyfriend. Before I even got on Zoom, I was like, let me sign in to my Zoom account. And then I just signed in, and I see his fucking picture. Sorry, can I curse? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I just needed to get that. Yeah. Thank you. And it pissed me off because I did everything that I thought I was supposed to do beforehand, and his name is still there. So.
Still there. But we know, as a reminder to people just tuning in, this is Adrienne Brandyburg. This is not Victor Thomas.
Yes. I feel like I should, can I think I can. I mean,
that's a risky move right now.
It's pretty risky, but we've risked so much.
A lot riding on this podcast, Adrienne.
Silly. You're so silly. A lot. Look.
A lot. This is a big deal. So, okay, so now I'm putting the mayonnaise. This is our cilantro aioli for the dipping sauce. So it's just mayonnaise, and there's cilantro, of course, and some lime juice, which I just did ahead of time.
Nice.
I just squeezed it, Yeah. That's how you make lime juice. And then some chopped garlic. And we're just going to put it in here and get our Cuisinart on for 2 seconds. So don't worry.
No, you're good. Do it. That's pretty quiet.
Yeah, that's what one of my other people said too. One of my
Yeah.
other special guests. Let's see.
I was expecting it to be a lot louder than.
Yeah, no, it's totally manageable. Yeah.
You know what? I was never a huge fan of mayonnaise. I'm a Miracle Whip kind of gal,
okay.
and even then, I don't like mayonnaise. Like I will just do the vegan. I on certain things I'll go vegan mayonnaise or vegan whatever have you. That's just my preference.
Yeah. You know what? I do eat mayonnaise in certain things, and I don't love it, but like this whole aioli movement kind of has gotten me. I mean, I fall victim to it.
No, I will say, before I knew what was in aioli, I absolutely loved it. But then I was like, let me make a batch of aioli for myself. And then I looked it up and I was like,
yeah, I don't actually want to know what is in mayonnaise and how it's made. So, yeah, I just ignore that. Okay, so we have our, oh my gosh, I forgot to cut off part of this. Like, there's a hard root.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I'll just eat it.
No worries at all.
It's okay. So now what I'm supposed to do is I have my large skillet pan, which is my go-to.
That's a big time. I have one too, but it's a little bit bigger, but that is my go. You can literally make anything and everything in that.
It's wonderful. I know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What was that noise? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, and I love that you can put it in the oven too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my favorite thing to do. Like I'll cook on the top, and then just throw it in the oven. That's my favorite thing.
Good. Yeah. Everything comes out great in it. Like it's crispy and it's super hot and it's like gooey or so good. Okay, so we're good. Like we have time. I'm gonna fry these in just a minute. And so I just put vegetable oil in the pan, which I'll worry about in just a second. But I also wanted to ask you about this collaboration that you have. And I don't know, do you call it BAPS? Do you call it BAPS?
We call it BAPS. It's a homage to BAPS, the movie with Halle Berry, directed by Robert Townsend. It's literally called BAPS. The movie is called BAPS.
I don't know it. I haven't seen it. Okay.
It's a cult, it's a really silly movie, really pushing on stereotypes, but also I think it brings up, it's just really funny. It makes fun of the dumb crap that, especially Black women hear all the time. And so it's really a beautiful homage that we developed, me and two other women of color, so it started, Jillian Ebanks is one of the co-founders, and she and we started comedy we started doing stand-up in Chicago around the same time. And I remember seeing her and I was just like, oh, hold on, wait a second. A Black woman doing comedy? And I just ran up to her. We were on the same bill and at a show. And I was just like, Jillian, oh my God, we have to do something, whatever it is, we have to collaborate. And we just we met up for lunch, and we just had a conversation and was like, what do you want to see? And we both said, we just want an opportunity and a platform for women of color to just have the opportunity just to perform. And there's so much talent, especially in Chicago. We never repeated guests, and we literally booked a variation, and it's a variety show. So we did sketches, we had musicians, we had poets, storytellers, as well as stand-ups, just to showcase and highlight the amount of great talent in Chicago. So right now, because of COVID, we are on a hiatus, but we are posting and doing little skits and sketches as well, filmed and posted on our YouTube page as well as on Instagram. We're reposting. We did last year, we did a whole year, a series of just really fun, just commentary, like just getting together with our girls and chit-chatting and about whatever have you, different topics, makeup, comedy, Hamilton. We have an episode of me like finally watching Hamilton and how I felt about it or whatnot, because I listened to the music, I listened to the soundtrack, I listened to the remixes, and then I eventually finally saw it. And so we have a review on that as well, amongst other things. But yeah, we are actually currently right now working on a few projects that we are excited to do, just to have something to do during this like crazy time of like moment of, I like to call it a moment of stillness right now. It's where I feel like a lot of people are reevaluating their wants and needs, and also just like where they want to go, direction and path, and what like really means the most to them and what their purpose is. So right now we're just really trying to hone in that and just be happy and merry around each other as well, because there's so much crap and chaos going on. So anything and everything we can do just to alleviate that and have a little bit of happiness and a little joy, like that's what we want. So yeah.
No, that's really cool. So it's you and Jillian and one
other. So it's so funny. So it's Jillian E. Banks, and then there's another Adrienne. Adrienne Brown. And Adrienne and I, we actually met at Second City during one of our improv conservatory classes. We actually had to audition in the same group, and I looked at her and I was like, okay, another tall, Black, natural hair lady. And I find out when they call our names, we're both named Adrienne. And then look, our last name starts with a B, so our initials are AB. And I'm just like, what's going on? And in my head, I'm like, they're only going to pick one. And they ended up picking both of us. So we're both Adriennes in our conservatory class. And so Adrienne actually likes to be called AB. So I call her AB, and they call me by my last name, Brandyburg, just to differentiate the two Adriennes. But we both are Adrienne. So there's two Adriennes in the Jillian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I love that collaboration. So like kind of this in between time, you guys are still staying engaged, you're kind of hanging out.
Absolutely. We're actually working on a few writing projects as well. Again, just literally staying sane and safe while the world tries to figure out what the hell is going on. So no, it's so cool. So has the collaboration, like, has that felt just really like empowering and positive to you? And absolutely, I absolutely adore and love these two beautiful women, and I just love the fact that we can do projects together and all have three very different perspectives. Like if there's a theme that somebody wants, a client wants, because we're actually working with Steppenwolf as well. So just the fact that we come in with ideas and it's just like, oh, I didn't know that take. Oh my God, this is a different perspective. And we just like bounce off each other so well. Our ideas, they're so new and fresh, and I just love being able to feel inspired, continuously be inspired by women that want to progress and improve and challenge the narrative of what what's expected, especially for Black women. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great. It's so important that like you guys boost each other up instead of like you know, I don't know. I think with women, like the stereotype is like there's friction and there's conflict and there's competition.
Which is not the case on any accord. I feel like every time I meet women, we are just like, what can we do? Like, what can we do in order for everybody to win? Because that's all I want to see. That's all I'm around. And I feel like energy definitely is a thing, and I believe in transferring energy to other people, and you can literally feel the presence of like really positive or negative energy. But everybody, like for instance, every time I'm around you, Lauren, I'm like, yes, let's go. Like I love your energy. I love being around you, just like being present and just appreciating one's time, because especially you would know, like being in comedy, it's our time is so precious and can sometimes be wasted on certain situation shows that we might do, and it definitely affects us when we're on the stage, when we feel that energy being affected, you know what I mean? So
yes. Yeah, no, and I appreciate it too. And you know what, when you said that, I was just thinking, actually, the last show we were at together was at that it was
I already know what show you're talking about.
It was like kind of on the corner.
Yeah.
Like
it was like a cafe. Yeah.
Kind of kitschy cafe,
yeah,
kind of vibe. Oh my God, I totally remember that. And then, and it was Lily Allison. It was like her show and someone else was hosting. And then I just remember like being so nervous. And then she said, "Oh, Lauren, why don't you go in this order?" And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, I shouldn't go last. Like, Adrienne should go last.
I was like, what in the hell? I remember going through this conversation, and I'm just like, Lauren, stop it.
Yeah, well, then I bombed, so it was right. It's
you
like
did not bomb.
Space. It's so bad. Like when you.
But we're each other. But I feel like we're our own worst critic, and you did not bomb. And I just remember sitting down before the actual show, and I'm just like, no, what are you talking about? No, stop.
Oh my God. But you know, I appreciate like being able to just have those conversations and like confide in each other and say like, I'm super nervous and what if this stinks? And it's just like, if you're fine, have fun. Like, it's not a big deal, you know?
It's like, we were also in a converted hybrid, like cafe, like, Lord, it's okay. Like, that's why I was just like, what? No, just take the spot.
Oh my God. Yeah. It was so funny. Okay, let me get this oil going. I'm a little afraid because I don't want to make it too hot. Like I don't want to get burned,
yeah.
You know? So yeah. I'm thinking like a little higher than, well, I should get it hot and then I can.
But yeah.
Right?
So you were saying like a little higher than medium?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a smidge.
Okay.
More higher than medium, because it takes a while for it to warm, right? Because of that cast iron, it takes a while. But once it's hot, it's hot.
Okay, because like the direction said, get it to 350 degrees. I'm like, that means nothing to me. So yeah. I'll just let it heat up.
Yeah, you should let it heat up for sure. You're like, so yeah, right? I should, right?
Oh my God. Oh, wow. Okay, so what else did I also wanted to ask you about like your acting, and I saw you in a couple commercials. Like
Yeah.
that you have.
Yes, I'm in a few commercials. Acting is acting. I enjoy the process of acting. I actually had to do an audition before I got on.
Today? Just now?
Yes, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I will say I'm very blessed that I'm able to just to get auditions because I know people don't get auditions as often as I have. So I am auditioning maybe 3 or 4 times a week. And yeah, and so I'm blessed the fact that I have that opportunity because I already know. I remember those days when I first started, which I'm still very green to acting, but I just remember my first, this is actually, I'm on my first, my second agency, but my first agency, I was so green and I was barely getting auditions, and I start to realize what I needed to lean into and was the way that I interact with people and just going to casting offices and just show personality and just like talking to them really helped because now I'm just so chummy with all the casting agencies that are around here and they know me and they know my personality. So I'm just like, hell yeah, send me all those. Let's go. You know, and you can't take things personal. And I think that's the biggest misconception where people decide to leave the acting industry is because just because you're not getting those jobs doesn't mean it's something that you're doing wrong. It's literally whatever they like. There's so many people involved in selecting talent, and so I can't take it personal. Maybe I'm not the look, maybe they want somebody with a higher voice. It could literally be anything. And so as long as you're doing your best and you're being your best self and representing what you think would sound good for whatever role, that's it. And keep it moving. Like, because there were times where I was just like, oh, I hope I get this role. If this is going to be my chance, I'm going to blow up. I mean, whatever. Like, now I'm just like, okay, let me get this audition out. Let's do this. What's next? Like, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Wait, so is this audition like this, like on Zoom? Or
So now because of COVID,
yeah.
I have done a Zoom audition where it's literally me looking at 4 or 5 people and they're just like, and rolling, record, and I say the line. But majority of the time, it's actually me just filming myself with my partner, reading the lines, and then I just say it a couple times and that's it. And then I send it off, which, to tell you the truth, is less stressful. So you can set yourself up, you can get your lighting right, you can do it 1,000 times until you feel comfortable, which I feel like, hell yeah, why wouldn't I do that? Like, I'll do that any day versus one time like, while in person. Because I definitely remember there definitely been some moments early on where I like completely had meltdowns, and I was just, and that was partly because I still suffer from stage fright, which is weird for people to hear, but performers, musicians, they know this feeling of just like, it's a sense of anxiety of like always worrying about like, I want to do this right. I want to make sure this is like, when you're a perfectionist, you freak out on even before doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I've definitely done that a couple times where if there's one thing that I messed up, I'm just like, when it's really not the case. Most of the time, people just want to see you. If you know the lines, you know the lines. It doesn't have to be exact as long as you're there around that area and they like how the environment, they like what you're doing with the character. it doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
really doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great like outlook and approach to have to it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It really it. I I also sound like I'm Mr. Miyagi and I know all. I don't know everything. I don't have all the answers. That's just what's been working for me. It's just to keep me calm and stress and just do my best and be my best self. And that works. That generally works out. But yes, I feel like I literally didn't answer your question. I had the long answer.
no, I think it's
Oh,
just so cool that you're like auditioning for things. And
yeah.
yeah, I saw like those commercial reels and you're just like so professional and poised. And like, I was just thinking, and I was wondering, like, were you nervous for that? Like, you
I'm
know,
always nervous because I want to do well, and I want to present their product or whatever their piece of writing the best way that I feel like it is. And so I think putting all that pressure on myself is it's it's preposterous. Like, you shouldn't do it. Like, it's literally like, just read the damn lines, take your time, look cute, and keep it moving. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because that's
yeah,
all it is. It's
yeah.
really not that serious.
No, I know. I always think about that with like a show or, I auditioned for Zanies and I auditioned at Zanies in Old Town and mm, I probably should have waited. Like I was probably the least experienced of the bunch, and I decided to like try something kind of new, which which was just like not my best move. And like for me, but at the time I was just like, I'm just going to do this thing and I'm going to just try and have fun and enjoy it. And so even in a high stakes setting, I always try and tell myself, this is not going to change my life in a dramatic way. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of like the chipping away at things. Like
Yep.
I'm not, no one just becomes famous overnight. Like,
That whole idea of overnight success needs to be thrown away. I have never met an overnight success
never.
anything. Sorry. It's always going to take work. It's always going to be a slow progression. And so we need to get that back into the ideals of what you want, regardless of what it is, of
Yeah.
what you want to do.
Right.
It's literally, you have to take your time and gradually progress and get those steps in and get that repetition in. Those 10,000 hours is a real thing. Like, in order for you to be the best at whatever you want to do and master whatever you want to do, you have to get those 10,000 hours in.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's just no way it's going to happen overnight. And
Nope.
so like, and it's the same thing like with okay, so, ooh, Adrienne,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is looking hot.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think you're about right.
Okay. Okay. So let me put these fries in.
Don't drop them in, like, slowly. Yeah.
Okay. Slowly. Yeah. Cause then I'll really burn myself.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's sizzling and I can't really show you because I would probably burn myself, but I will show you. Oh my God. I'll show you. Show you in a few minutes. I'm like, I'll show you in a little bit, okay? Okay, let me turn this down. So this is why I have such a serious oven mitt.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like because of moments like this. Okay, so I'll just kind of let it do its thing. It's frying I put in vegetable oil and it's getting, actually some of the pieces are even already turning, but there's no way it's done yet. So, but yeah, like the whole thing, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen quickly. You're not just going to get discovered without having like already put in years probably of work. It's just not a thing,
Not at all. I like as much as I hate when I hear those cliche moments, those cliche statements when people are like, enjoy the process. Like, you literally have to, in order for you to continue on doing what you want to do and what you love. You have to enjoy those little wins, those big losses, those big wins, whatever have you. You have to enjoy that moment right then and there, because guess what? It's going to change in 2 seconds. Like, everything, all of this is so temporary, and it literally could be just one job that catapults you into the exposure that you intend to do. You know what I mean? It can literally happen overnight as far as the exposure to the masses. But as long as you're continuously preparing yourself and just staying true to the course, you're gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Like, staying consistent is probably the best thing you could ever do. It's just keep doing it, keep going.
Exactly. Yeah. No, totally. That is how I feel about this right over here. I'm just gonna
stay consistent, make sure it's good. You're right.
Adrienne, oh my goodness. So, okay, these are coming along. It seems like you like to cook, though. Like, it seems like you know what you're doing.
Okay, so I am not the best cooker, but I feel like as long as I enjoy the process of cooking, because it's a process. So reading directions, tweaking it a little bit, finding what works best for me is really fun. And so I enjoy to make food that I like.
Yeah.
And lean into things that I know that I can do well.
Yes.
If I ever try to offer anybody food, any food, I'm like, well, I'm going to stick to something that I know how to make,
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I find that if I have people over and I am going to cook, it's best if I have made that thing a few times.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, it just goes a lot more smoothly, and I'm a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah. I mean, but that goes with anything that you do, especially with comedy. If you are more familiar with the material that you want to talk about and the content, guess what? You are going to be so much more relaxed, and it's going to come out so much more normal and natural, where it just like seamlessly destroys the crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, it looks like magic when it happens.
It really does. It really does. Which
totally.
That's probably why I'm so on the fence with inviting my friends and family to shows. I'm like, I'll only invite you to the big shows where I know I've like rehearsed and really beat out any material or content that I want to talk about versus because I can't stand people that are like, I want to see the process. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm sorry. You do not. I'm sorry. You don't.
Yeah, you want to go to a good show and laugh, and you want it to be good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Adrienne, I had my mom come to a show in Lakeview at a bar.
That was your big mistake right there. At a bar.
In Wrigleyville. Well, a Cubs game was definitely on the TV. Like, no one was paying attention. And then the headliner of this bar show then got in a fight with one of the patrons. And so that was like part of the show. And then some guy passed out. And then it was so crazy and so funny. And just like watching my mom's face was the best part of the show for me. She was like, what is going on? It was something very special that we still laugh about.
You know what? Speaking of still laughing about, I had a show in Wrigleyville during the last game of the Cubs when they won.
Yeah.
And it was one of those live shows where they were, it was in someone's basement. It was a few people. Obviously this was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
But it was, they like Facebook lived it and put it on YouTube as well. And you can hear people in the living room upstairs yelling about the game. And I was like, can I go early? Because I want to leave.
Yeah.
I want to get out of Wrigleyville. And I literally left right after he caught the ninth. It was like the ninth inning or whatever have you.
Yeah.
And he caught it or whatever have you. And the noise was going, like, I got on the train and I was just like, thank you, God. There's no one here because Wrigleyville is about to go in flames right now.
Yes. It did.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You can't forget those bar shows, because that is those memories that keep you going, and you're just like, I don't want to do that again. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna work on my material.
Oh my God, exactly. Okay, so I have to show you these little brown.
Oh wow, they look good.
Yeah. So they're gonna be really hot.
Yeah.
Course. So I'm gonna wait a few minutes and then I'll try one and
put it in the aioli.
Yeah, and put it in that mayonnaise concoction. Also, I wanted to ask you, Adrienne, so I also read that you are obsessed with skincare. Your skin looks amazing. It looks glowing and beautiful. So I want to know more about that. Like, what's your regimen, or what?
What's your regimen? Yes, I just got a shipment in of more stuff from Sephora. I am a VIP rogue. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I'm obsessed with skin. I love, this is the largest organ. Organ is your skin. Your whole body is your skin. And so just researching about pores, about like skin textures and stuff like that, that really interests me. Growing up, when you have acne, when you're just a teen and just being ridiculed and just like want to hide yourself and stuff like that, and growing up and being an adult, I'm just like, all right, enough with that. Let's get these little scars out of the way. Let's start researching and stuff like that. Because I went to dermatologists all the time, and especially when I was younger, they didn't know how to deal with black skin. They didn't know how to put bleach on it, because bleaching like agents and stuff like that only does so much, but it doesn't. It literally will tear your skin down. It's only trying to get rid of that little dark spot, but it's still messing up your actual skin that's trying to regenerate and fix it. And so I just took it upon myself to just start researching and stuff like that. I actually want to go to school to go become a little esthetician.
Yeah.
I might as well. The amount of research that I've done so it's ridiculous, but it's also fun to me. I love pampering myself and just self-care, just making sure that I do the basic things, is clean, wash your damn face, okay? Wash your damn face.
This is a PSA. Yeah.
Wash your damn face, and wash it properly, which also, it took me a while to really figure that out, but wash your hands before you wash your face.
That is smart.
Yes. That took a while, but wash your hands. That makes a complete difference, because all that dirt, but you should be washing your hands anyway.
Well,
listen.
I know.
You should be washing your hands
anyway. My sister makes fun of me because she's like, did you wash your hands? I don't. Okay, I will tell you, I do practice good hygiene in general, but she just takes it to another level.
Okay.
So I am a little lax in some areas.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun for me to just try new products and just see what it does. and just as we get older and our skin matures, you know, I feel like my face, my skin, my all of this just gets drier by the day. So just trying to find actual products that keeps me moisturized and looking supple is supple is always a fun challenge for me.
Oh my God. Well, you look supple and you look glowing and all of that. Adrienne, yeah, and also can I ask how old you are?
Yeah, I'm 33.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Can you ask? You can ask away. I do not mind telling my age.
Well, yeah. I mean, 33 is, I think that's a great age. It's a perfect age.
Yeah, it's a fun age for sure. I'm just glad I'm not in my 20s anymore because I feel like I was just doing anything and everything that I wasn't supposed to be doing, worrying about a whole bunch of other yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. My 20s, I was a complete and total moron.
Yeah. I second that.
Oh, big time. Okay. Let me taste this. I forgot that the oil was still on.
Oh, geez.
Oh, geez. I'm going to burn the house down.
Oh, wow. It kind of reminds me of like a potato, It
is.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a potato. Honestly,
I feel like I've had it.
Yeah, I should have asked you if you had it in Costa Rica.
Yeah, I feel like I've had it. I've had so many traditional dishes. They cook really, they love papas fritas, which is fries. But they love frying everything. But they also love like fresh fruits and roots, just like yucca. So I'm sure I've had it. I've also had a lot of dishes in Costa Rica. And I was probably intoxicated. So more than likely. But I will make it a point to be like, next time I go, I want yucca now.
Yes.
So yeah,
totally. And I mean, I've had it here like a couple times too, but it tastes very much like really nice, thick French fries.
Okay.
But it's denser. It's like definitely starchier and thicker. Like it's heartier than a French fry.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
It looks pretty. You golden it perfectly.
I sure did.
It's not too brown. It's not too light. Because I've had some really lightly cooked fries, and I'm just like, if you don't get this out of here.
Yeah, that's a recipe for sogginess, and that is terrible. Terrible. So, okay, so I feel like we're gonna wrap up soon, but before we wrap up, I also want to ask you, number one, like what your dream is, and number two, what advice would you give for someone just starting out on their path to like performing?
So my dream for comedy is that?
Well, just like your dream, like, you're like, gosh, if I ended up doing this thing, I would be so thrilled. Like that would just be so fulfilling.
I think, it's funny. I think I'm living my dreams because of the fact that I took a leap and decided to leave corporate America and lean into the arts, and staying creative has been a dream of mine. It's still a dream. The struggle is real, but I think the struggle is always going to be real regardless of whatever you decide to do. It's just, do you want it? How bad do you want it? And being as creative to maneuver and trying to figure out what works best for you. I think my big dream is to continue to do and produce great content with the friends and that have become family, and continue to expand and grow our audience and our fans. And I also do a weekly podcast with a good friend of mine, Nate Galloway, who is a comedian, and it's called Late Night with Nate and Adrienne. And so like we literally had this conversation, and like I just want to do dope shit with dope people. That's what I want to do, and I want to continue to do that. That's my dream. I just want to keep doing it and have fun doing it. That's it. So yeah. Oh, and to answer your question about part 2 of your question of what the biggest advice that someone told me, but I literally didn't take heed to it because I thought I was doing wrong. It's just listen to yourself, your intuition. You know who you are. Just take everybody's advice with a grain of salt, but ultimately you know who you are, and lean into you. Be yourself. Don't try to be like nobody else. Be yourself. And that's actually going to take you a long way if you try to be yourself and not try to emulate someone else. So
yeah, I love that. So positive and so honest, and you have just great skin and great posture, Adrienne.
Oh, stop. Yeah.
A total package. It has been a real delight having you on Hot Dish. And also, thank God, you could give me some guidance in cooking these little
You did a great job.
Thanks. I want to deliver some to you. We can maybe talk about it after. I don't know if that would be weird. And also, you're probably like, well, you didn't wash your hands, so I don't know. But I appreciate you doing this. I love spending time with you. Thank you for joining me, Adrienne. And thank you to the Lincoln Lodge and Christine Ferreira, who is a wonderful producer. And we'll see you next time on Hot Dish.